Okay, pre-algebra, here are some examples of the inequalities that we did today in class. We are doing division and multiplication inequalities, and they have one little special thing that you have to remember whenever you solve them. And that special thing is, if you ever multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality sign. So let's look at this example, and if we were going to solve this inequality, the first thing that we would do is see that we need to get the x by itself, so we do that by dividing by a -3. That will make this -3 go away. We come over here and we divide by -3. This leaves us with an x on the left side, and on the right side, -9 divided by -3 is 3. But since both sides were divided by a negative number, we're going to take this sign and flip it around this way. Now the or equal to is still there, so we're going to put that there. But you always flip the sign over if you do this to both sides. Okay? So if I was going to go graph that on a number line, that's the same as what we did yesterday. I'm going to have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want greater than or equal to 3, so I'm going to put a filled in circle on the 3 like that. And then I'm going to show this by going to the right to show greater than. Let's look at another example. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the 2 that's stuck to the x, and I'm going to divide by 2. That cancels that out. I come over here and I divide by 2 here. Here, I'll draw the line for those of you that like that. Leaves me with the x over here, and -6 divided by 2 is -3. Now, if you'll notice, we divided by 2 here and 2 there. Neither one of those are negative numbers. We did not have to divide by a negative, so we do not need to flip the sign. So the sign's still that way. So, to graph that, we are showing x is greater than -3, so I could come down here and do this, and like that, and to show just greater than -3, I'm going to put an open circle on the -3 to mean I'm not including that, but everything right above it, and then I'm going to draw my arrow to the right to show greater than. Here's another example, and this time it says -3x over 4 is less than 6, so I want to get rid of the -3 over 4. And it's just like a fraction, like -3/4, so I want you to think about multiplying by the reciprocal. So to get rid of this, I'm going to multiply by -4 over 3. By multiplying by the negative, that will cancel out the negative signs. That cancels those 4's out, those 3's out, and also cancels the negatives out, because a negative times a negative is a positive. That leaves me with a positive x over here, which is what I want. And so since I multiplied this side by -4 over 3, I need to multiply the 6 times -4 over 3. I can put the 6 over 1, cancel my 3 and my 6, like that. And then I have 2 times -4 is -8. And since the number that we multiplied both sides by was -4 over 3, we did it on both sides, we have to flip this sign around and make it greater than. That's the most important part, and you're going to make a mistake on that if you just blow that off. If I were to graph this, I could come down here and go -9, -8, and -7, -6. Greater than -8 means open circle on the 8, arrow going up to show greater than. I think I have one more. Yes, one more example for you. This time x is being divided by 5, so the way that I get rid of that 5 is I multiply by 5. So I can put times 5 over 1 right there. That lets me cancel out the 5. I can come over here and I can write times 5, don't need to write the over 1. And I have x, and then -1 times 5 is -5. And then I look, did I multiply or divide both sides by a negative? No, I did not, because I just multiplied by 5, which is positive. So my answer is less than or equal to. Graphing this one, I'm going to start here at -4, -5, -6, -7. So you see every time you do a number line, you don't have to have a 0 on it. There's nothing wrong with this one. I'm going to put a filled in circle on the -5 because it could be or equal to, and it's less than, so I need to go to the left to show less than. And that's it. So again, last thing I'm going to say, if you multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative sign, or by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality sign. Just flip the inequality. If it's or equal to, the or equal to stays there, but if you multiply or divide by a negative number on both sides, you have to flip the inequality over. That's it, and I will see you guys tomorrow.